Achtbare Speaker, achtbare President, namens die ANC wil ek iets verduidelik voor ek begin, dat Pieter Ndoro is op verlof, is nie gefire nie, so ons los dit daar. In a seminal State of the Nation address on Friday, President Cyril Ramaphosa said the country on a course for a year of renewal and of hope. In fact, for the people of the Western Cape, you gave us more reasons to believe in your leadership. In launching the centenary celebrations of our icon, Siapara Nkwe, thousands and thousands came to listen to you to inspire them. From the St. George's Cathedral, you walked down the streets of Cape Town to the Grand Parade with them. That crowd reminded us that the work of building a non-racial society is fully on track. They believed in you when you assured them at the parade that there will be a closure on the matter relating to the former President of the Republic. Indeed, there is now closure on the matter. They believed in you before when you promised them that ESCOM problems will be attended to. There are teething problems in ESCOM, but there's a new life in ESCOM. Mr. President, your message of change, renewal, and hope from your maiden SONA resonates well with the wishes of the South African citizens. Support for the policy directives emanating from the SONA transcends beyond color line political affiliation. As a citizen of the Western Cape, I firmly believe that ordinary citizens of this province, as well as organized formations, will be all hands on deck on the directives of SONA. I want to immediately bring us back to reality. The challenge and opposition to the implementation of the SONA policy directives, Mr. President, is likely to come from the elected government of the Western Cape. As a citizen of this province, I have experienced this government, and I describe it in the following ways. It's a government that abdicates its responsibility, a government that lacks political will. It's a government that positions itself outside of the intergovernmental framework systems. It is a government that conducts itself as opposition whilst it is elected to govern. It blames national government on all of its failures. It claims credit where there are successes. It is a determined anti-transformation agenda government. The fight with the Mayor Delil in the main is about blocking transformation in special development and ensuring that Cape Town citizens receive one type of service regardless of where they are, their race, religion. It has nothing to do with what they are saying in the media. Let me now share a few case studies to demonstrate why the people of the Western Cape pin their hope on you and the government you lead. They have looked beyond the government that they voted for. Let me start with the ongoing drought in the Western Cape. South Africa ranks 128th out of 122 countries in the Yale University's Environmental Performance Index. South Africa also ranks 148 out of 180 countries in terms of water availability per capita, according to the 2012 Water Development Report. As you indicated, South Africa is a water-scarce country. Its management and use becomes critical. Whilst water is increasingly becoming a scarce resource, the demand for water is also increasing, leaving us with a big leadership and governance challenge, and this is where the government of the Western Cape is failing. On May 23rd, 2016, I challenged the Western Cape government at the legislature to tell us about their plans on the following issues 2 years ago. What plans did they have for effective administration of water resources? What they were doing to reduce water demand? And what were their plans for water reuse and desalination? They did none of these. Instead, what we have today is the leader of the opposition who on one day becomes a mayor and a premier at the same time. That He believes that he can run the city, he can run the province from his own laptop. He is continuing to fudge day zero. When he's in Cape Town, we know that day zero will be shifted forward and backwards. And what they are also doing is to continue to pay their pals, Tony Leon, tender money to tell the citizens of Cape Town drought is coming when they have not done anything. On this issue of drought, you do not wake up the next day and there is drought. It forewarns you. It is unlike fire. It is unlike all of the other 32 hazards that you have researched. It says that you are given plenty time to put mitigating factors and actions into place. The DA government failed to do that. As you said in the SONA, you are going to be putting an intervention. Would like them to answer these questions. On the second issue you raised, on the issue of the youth support program, the issue of youth unemployment. The previous speaker here was speaking correctly. The Western Cape performs relatively well compared to other provinces in terms of economic growth. But that performance excludes the vulnerable people of the Western Cape. In the unemployment figure of the Western Cape, the bulk of that is youth unemployment. Has been like that for the past 7 years. They're doing nothing about it. In fact, they block initiatives that...
Honorable Member, please take your seat. Honorable Member, you're on your feet.
Will he take a question on youth unemployment?
Honorable Member, will you take a question?
I will take it once I'm done with my speech.
He's not willing, sir. Please continue.
The Western Cape government has failed to implement youth development program, be it policy or actual programs. The province did not cooperate on employing young people on the war on water leaks initiated by Water and Sanitation. And yet they come here and speak about youth unemployment. On the issue of education, the honorable leader of the opposition says this must be fixed. I want to take him back to this province, and I'm just going to give him one example. The matric results of 2017 said to us, in this province, Cde High School, a colored community, had only 20% pass rate. Out of 15 students, only 3 passed. And the reasons for that are the conditions in the school, vandalism, issues of crime, gangsterism. I would like him to come back and attend to those issues before he can speak about national education issues.
Chairperson.
In fact,
Honorable Dyantyi, please take your seat. Honorable Member.
Yes, would the member at the podium take a question on what he's just said?
Honorable Dyantyi, are you willing to entertain a question?
We've got lots of info for you.
Extenders bias here, bring it out.
Oh, I must ask.
Bring it.
Thank you. Please take your seat. Honorable Member, please address the member through the chair.
I will address the member through the chair.
Yes, sir.
The question is this.
Order, members. Order. Sir, please proceed.
The question is this. Would the member tell this House, in terms of the basket of measurements of all the provinces in the country, why it is that the Western Cape scored #1 in terms of the outcomes, the pass rates, and the number of dropouts in the school system? Why did the Western Cape score
Thank you, sir.
#1?
You've made your question. Please proceed, Honorable Dyantyi.
I have an answer to that, but let me proceed. Because
Order.
The quick answer to that is that the Western Cape historically has inherited a stronger baseline on all services across. It is not a DA issue. Even when the ANC was in power, we had that baseline. So let me proceed.
Order. Order. Please proceed.
This government walks about and talk about clean audits that they receive in municipalities and in province. We want to say, Comrade President, this is one of the challenges that we're going to meet. Their clean audit does not translate into service delivery. All of the municipalities that have clean audit have got problems of poverty, have got problems of overcrowding in housing. There are always protests in those municipalities. There's no translation. Ons welfare leier van die oppositie sê, vergeet van skoon audit, gee ons eerder skoon water, vertel vir ons eerder waar is die skoon water. Die DA laat mense in vrees leef met sy maalveldtog wat baston die onze maatskappy geloods het. Praat van gogga maak vir baba bang. Die achtbare